Welcome to the Nerd Party.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Second Contact, a Star Trek Lower Decks commentary podcast. My name is Charlene Schmidt, and with me, as always, is
Tristan Riddell.
Hello, Tristan. We are here for another episode of Lower Decks, and this one is called A Few Badgeys More. Who's going to be in this one?
Gee, I wonder.
Yeah, I tell you what, I have a feeling there's going to be more than one Badgey.
Although, I mean, with the description, it says 3 computerized villains return to cause problems for the Cerritos crew. And so, you know, that makes you kind of go back in your memory banks and go, okay, so we got Badgey, obviously. So does that mean Pedant Hamper and who else? And then none other than the, I can never remember his name, Agmos. I always want to call him Agamemnon, and that's not right.
I just call him Jeffrey Combs, because that's
Jeffrey
who voices
Combs, there you
him.
go.
I go with that, and yep, this is the trio we will be working with, and of course, it's going to go crazy, because artificial intelligence trying to take over the universe, this is bad.
And what's more Star Trek than that?
Right? So, yeah, shall we just jump right into it?
Let's go right into it. So this is if this is your first time listening, we are a commentary podcast, and so we queue up the episode, and so that you can follow along at home or wherever you are. But also, if you're driving, walking, or whatever, you can listen along without watching along, and you will still be entertained. We start up right after you see CBS Production Studios. As soon as that goes dark, that's when we pause it, and that's where we start. We'll give you a countdown of 3, 2, 1, play, and that's where we're gonna go. So, Shar, are you ready?
I am ready. Are you ready?
Oh, let's hit it.
All right, let's do this. 3, 2, 1, go.
So right off the bat, we have some ominous, suns, or like a dying sun or dying sun. And then we see Rutherford's thing, his whatever that thing is called.
Yeah, the thing. And then, of course, Badgey, we know immediately, right off the bat, this is going to go awry really fast.
So I like that we went all the way back to where we last saw Badgey. Like, we didn't just pick up where he is now. We're just like, oh, wait, no, this is where we left him. Because we saw that green tractor beam in a previous episode.
Yes. Yeah, we're picking right up, which is fantastic.
Now this one is a hard, because we watch it with no audio and just watch it with subtitles, and this one is a hard one to do that too, because the voice acting is so great all throughout this episode.
Right? Yeah, with the sound off, we're missing a lot actually, because we're gonna get Jeffrey Combs. We've got, I forget who else guests in the show, but yeah, I don't know. Lower Decks has a fantastic knack for getting supreme voice talent to do even just one-offs. Like when we had the Betazoids, the diplomats. That was like all stars. 3 of them.
That would have been that was particularly well voice acted, and that was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah. But we also have, just even in our secondary cast, Paul Scheer as Billups. I love Paul Scheer. He is one, he's a great voice actor, but 2, he just kind of delves into like kind of the more goofy crap kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I get his sense of humor. So I appreciate what he does. And Gillian Vigman as Dr. Ta'ana. Oh my, okay, come on. Duh, of course I love her.
Yeah, like Jack McBrayer as Badgey. I always really appreciate Jack McBrayer. Like, I think most people know him as Kenneth from 30 Rock.
Right. Yes, that is correct.
So when we got to the Binars, I started actually feeling some anxiety, because I was just like, no, not the Binars. Like, no. Like, don't kill the Binars.
Like, you can go for the Klingons and the Romulans and the Ferengi. That's fine, but the Binars, no, you leave them alone.
Like, you leave them alone. They are too young and innocent looking. Like, no. Even if they know how to steal a Galaxy-class starship, they are too innocent.
Oh, okay. If you say so. Like, honestly, I don't mind that the Binars get annihilated here. What I did appreciate was no subtitles. We just hear the Binar language when the sound is
Right.
on, of course. And we have to get context from nonverbal cues, and it works great.
And we find out later in the episode that no one's actually getting destroyed. That they're
Yes.
getting kidnapped.
Yes. So, okay. Two things here. One, my whole peanut hamper theory is squashed as of this episode.
That's out the window.
Yep. So the V'ger vibes, though, definitely went up a notch.
A little bit.
Yeah. So we've gotten like a step further on this ongoing thing. Have you developed any theories as to who is behind this now that we know it's not Peanut Hamper?
No, not at all. But I do want to mention, not to shift gears, that when Tindy got hit with the grappler, I literally gasped because I didn't see it coming when she got taken off screen. I was like,
did you think,
oh.
Was she going to get a hole like in the middle of her stomach or something? I mean, that could happen.
I didn't think that. It just took me off guard. I was quite angry, though, that they had the audacity to put her in a tank top instead of a bra. But whatever. It's fine. It's fine.
You got to rotate through these things. Some days it's a tank top, some days it's a bra. It's like whatever you're feeling like. It's fine.
Yeah.
So how in the world can Peanut Hamper be ready for parole? No.
I do like that Tindy even mentions that. You're like, wow, she wasn't even in prison that long.
No. Also, the whole thing, how many sentient computers do we have to meet and deal with before we realize just how dangerous they are and how they have the capacity to lie?
Well, I mean, that's the thing, is that like they totally lampshaded it when Mariner and Rutherford are walking away from Tindy and Boymes, and she's like, "Good luck with the sentient AI who are definitely not trying to kill you," or something
right.
like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sinister
For real,
robots
though.
who are definitely not trying to trap you guys. Yeah, that's what she said.
Yeah, for sure. And then guess what's going to happen?
So whenever we go to the Daystrom Institute, it's that one angle. That's the only angle that we get to see of Daystrom. is the one. The coastline on the left, medium shot. Yeah.
I mean,
I love
it's a beautiful shot.
AI, but it is a beautiful shot. But that's the only one we get in Picard, in Lower Decks, and
yes. I do appreciate.
I love that we see them on the yard, like they're working out, they're playing with basketballs, but they have no arms.
Right? It's your typical kind of prison setting. As far as I know what prisons are like, all I've really seen is Orange is the New Black, so that's really horrible context, I know. I mean, I guess I've been lucky enough to not have to go to a prison and visit anybody, so, you know.
I think this is. I would assume that a Federation prison is much nicer. But I mean, this is the AI division. Like, this is the megalomaniac AI division. So
yes,
more of a rehab center than a prison, folks.
Sure, and it's so effective, as we can tell already.
Hearing Jeffrey Combs say "totes ridic" was honestly a pleasure that I didn't know I needed to experience.
I blinked when I heard that, just because it is such a 21st century, 2020s, very kind of LA phrase. I mean, that's something people here say all the time, but to hear it on Lower Decks, I thought, should they have gone that modern? And I'm like, yeah, it's fine. They're doing a lot of modern slang.
Yeah, there was a few anachronistic modern slang. Like, there was one that made me laugh, but at the same, like, there was one when Mariner and Rutherford make it on to the whatever ship that is, and she goes, "What up, party people?" Like,
oh yeah, saying "what up."
Yeah, no, just even saying "party people," like that. That's very much not even modern. Like, that's an old phrase today. So maybe it's all cyclical. Char, it's all cyclical. It all comes back. It's like in a few years, we're all going to be saying that things are the bee's knees and the cat's pajamas.
It might happen. Groovy might make a comeback. We don't know.
I never let go of Groovy.
It's a great word. It does need to make a comeback. So does bitchin'. I've been saying this for years. I'm just waiting for my moment.
And the shot of Daystrom again. So I like that Rutherford takes ownership over his mistake, because that is pure Rutherford. Like, that is his character. He would do none of this is out of character for him.
Not in the least. He will go to any length to try and make this right. And he's kind of at a low point. That's the context we're getting in this episode, is he's feeling like nothing he's doing is working out exactly, which
Right.
leads to one of the morals of the stories, which is like, hey, these things that we work on are complicated and messy, and it's hard to get it right.
Absolutely. And I do love that in this episode, uh Agnes, I'm just gonna call him Jeffrey Combs. When Jeffrey Combs, like when he tries to turn from red to blue, like you
Mhm.
can hear him kind of struggle a little bit. He's just like,
Yeah. The strain. Yeah. I thought that was brilliant. That was a great choice.
oh man. I friggin' love this episode. Like I texted you as soon as I was done watching this episode. I texted you and said, "Holy crap, this is amazing!"
It is a lot of fun to watch. I think I laughed out loud more watching this episode than I have maybe in a couple of episodes. Like,
Yeah, I mean, you and I have been honest about these past couple of episodes where they're just kind of mid. Like none of them were terrible. It's just
yeah,
kind of
they're okay.
yeah,
But you know what they don't have is booping weapons. Now, I love
boopy.
that Badgey's like, I'm going to boop you on the nose. And then fire, fire, fire.
And even Shax says, like, we can't take another boop like that.
Yes. That's one of the things that made me laugh.
And that's the thing. That's what this is Lower Decks. Like, that's what makes this Lower Decks is things like that.
Yes. Yes. You know how we've talked about how even Lower Decks is kind of being a little too much of an exaggeration in parts for Lower Decks?
Yeah.
This is like primo Lower Decks level exaggeration, where it's a thing that only this show can do, but it's not like, okay, what are you even thinking here?
Yeah, it's not insane. Like, we're not going into like Family Guy territory with how crazy it's getting.
Sure.
It's
Now,
within the level of like having the security officer say, "We can't take another boop like that." Like that's
right,
funny and would never
exactly.
happen on a bridge, a live action bridge, but it's not out of the realm of possibilities.
Not at all. And it's fun. And that's what this show is. Here's my one little nitpick about this episode is that Mariner does
Go
not
for it.
actually need to be here. She kind of just gets pushed into this plot with Rutherford because he can't do it alone. That's the only real reason, and that is the only reason why I can imagine anybody let her escape from the bridge to put on a suit and catch up to him.
Yeah, this is very much, and that's happened a few times with Mariner, where she's kind of tacked on. Where I feel like
Yeah.
Boim's, like I've been complaining about how we haven't really gotten too many great Boim storyline, and if he does get a singular storyline, it's just kind of in the background and very small.
Mm-hmm.
But with Mariner, she's a part of the bigger ones, but she feels a little tacked on at times. And this is no different. However, she has some of my favorite moments in this episode. Even if she doesn't
Agreed.
really need to be there, because like the whole "what's up, party people," or when she tries to, convince Rutherford that he can do it. And he's like, "Oh yeah, Tendi is totally right." She's like, "Well, I mean, it was my idea. I brought it up, but whatever." Like those kind of moments. It gives, like he's bouncing off of her and she's giving good advice.
Yes, definitely. I did appreciate seeing Boims and Tendi getting paired up. This is not something we've seen a lot of. However, they are not doing a good job of monitoring this situation. Like I almost thought at this point in the episode, they're intentionally falling into a trap. Like they're going to let things happen to a point. They've got some sort of master plan at work to make them think the artificial intelligence they're taking over, make them think that it's going well, only they've got something up their sleeve.
Yeah, I think it was just like classic tropes of not being aware of what's going on or not seeing the blinding red light at your feet.
Just
Things like
guys,
that.
guys.
But I do like how calm Boimler was during it when he said, he's like, "Yeah, it's fine, whatever, we're kidnapped, but we still need to get that intel about the Bynars." Like, I like that he was level-headed. He wasn't screaming. He wasn't, running around like crazy. He was actually trying to do his job.
That was also a part of why I thought they've got some bigger plan at work here. I'm excited to find out what it is, only just to find out we've missed out on a lot of Boim's screams. I think
So
a season
what did you
ago.
think about the bifurcation of Badgey and Goodgie and everything like that?
Oh
What'd
my
you think
gosh,
of
I
that?
love it. It's the whole ethos, pathos, logos kind of a thing. And you can even get it on a t-shirt now because the Titmouse studios, they do the animation. They do a shirt every week for Lower Decks, and this week is 3 Badgies, and of course I ordered it. Of course I did.
Of course you did. I love Tindy on the beach because even though she's handcuffed, she's making a sandcastle. She has her shoes off. And
Yep.
I like this moment because not just because I love Tindy, but because so often we see humans on a planet and they're just like, oh, we don't have this at home. This is crazy because of X, Y, and Z. This is so alien. But through Tindy's eyes, sand is alien to her and she loves it. And even when they leave the scene, she's like, I'm taking some of this with me.
Right. It's also a great callback, I think, to the very first episode where she mentions that Orion does not have beaches like this.
Mm-hmm.
So that was cool.
Yeah, I there's so much I love about this episode, and I love that Combs's character he's trying to figure out what Peanut Hamper is doing, and he keeps trying to give her the benefit of the doubt, like maybe she's captured, maybe she's coming up with something even more diabolical.
Right. He's trying to write the plot twist himself.
I hate the name Goodgie.
It doesn't have the nice ring that Badgie does.
Like, I get it because he's a badge. That's why we call him Badgie. But then he became bad. And so it was another reason why he was called Badgie. And then we have a good version of Badgie, which is Goodgie. I get it. Okay, I get it. I just think it sounds stupid.
Yeah, maybe next season or so we can work on it a little bit. Maybe workshop a cooler, more like, I don't know, has a better ring to it kind of name.
So Neurazine, they're releasing Neurazine gas, or Badgie's releasing Neurazine gas. Did we first see Neurazine on Voyager, on the Prometheus?
Ooh. Oh, did we? Golly, once again, we ought to turn this over to our listeners because they will know, and they write us and they let us know. Just like the shuttlecraft that we saw in the Raven, many people like tagged me and what have you, confirmed, yes, that is in fact the same class. So thank you all for doing that.
Yes, thank you all, and thank you for listening, and tell your friends about it. And also give us a review, a rating, if you will.
Yes, the podcasting spiel. Don't forget to subscribe.
I know we try not to do that to you guys, but please do.
Unfortunately, it really is like the best thing for a podcast.
It really does.
It's just numbers. More reviews, more downloads. It all matters.
When Badgie broke up again, I was just like, okay, what color is this new one going to be? Like, I kept thinking, I was just like, okay, is it going to be bronze? Or is it going to be something else? Is it going to be something weird? And they did not disappoint. So we got gold, silver, and bronze. I was actually surprised that they didn't go in the colors of Starfleet, where we got like a blue and a red and a gold.
Oh, sure, because
that was one thing that I thought
gold.
they were going to do. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now the question would be, though, if Badgie were to continue spooning off, like, what color would it be for a fourth
have, like,
and a fifth and a
and
sixth?
Lead. Or...
Yeah. Right.
So it is way too easy to hack into Federation systems. I'm sorry. It's just, we've seen this storyline so many times. And especially just with like Picard season 3, like that was the big event at the end of season 3. And it was also the big event in Discovery and also a big event in, oh my God, we've done this storyline like 4 times throughout the...
Yeah. I mean, this season of Lower Decks has even called out just how ridiculously easy and how frequent this happens. And here we go again. What is up with Federation security? Guys, you suck.
I do love that even though Combs took over this planet by himself.
And quickly,
he still, add. And very quickly. And Boymes is totally not worried because he's just like, we'll be able to reverse it in an hour. But like, he still put Peanut Hamper's image on all the flags.
Uh-huh.
Like, he conquered it in her name.
Yes.
It kind of made me think of like if Rutherford was evil. We kind of did see an evil Rutherford.
We did.
Like, he would put Tendi up there.
Yeah.
Like they're such close friends.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah, poor Jeffrey Combs. He's still holding out hope that Peanut Hamper will show up.
Now, I did not know that a lot of people don't like peanut hamper.
You didn't? Do you
I
go
did
on
not
the
know that.
internet?
I was surprised. I went out, I was on Reddit, and like there were people just ranting about Peanut Hamper, about how horrible she is, and I was just like, yeah, that's the idea, you losers. Like that's she's
Yeah, we're
supposed to
not
be horrible.
supposed to like her. She is not a
She's an
likable
antagonist.
character. Exactly. I think the reason for the massive peanut butter, yeah, that too, peanut hamper hate is the episode that basically was all about her. And
Oh, okay.
yeah, that kind of irked people because, well, that didn't have a whole lot to do with our main cast. And if you don't like peanut hamper, maybe that's not the episode for you, but we got it.
And also, we only get 10 episodes a year, and so when you take one away, you're like, oh wait, like we're away from these characters that we love. I get that. I don't think
Sure.
it's rational, but I get it.
No, maybe the peanut hamper episode, it's not my favorite, but I totally see like the value in doing something like that and
Yes.
branching out, and not every single deviation from the norm is going to hit with everyone. So that's fine if you didn't like it.
Yeah, sometimes you got to try new things in different structure, and I always appreciate it,
Yes.
especially with animated shows, when they try new things.
Absolutely. I'd rather they
Yeah,
do
like
than not.
yeah, like there was an episode of Family Guy where it all took place inside of a bank vault. There's an episode of American Dad where they were stranded on an island. Like there was all these things that like the structure was always very different, and I like it when they go weird or when they go strange because it's something you can do in animation with
You
less
gotta
risk
try
than
weird.
yeah.
Especially in
Absolutely.
animation. But
So we find out that Peanut Hamper actually did get rehabilitated, even though she didn't want to.
just
And
a
that's the
little
power
bit.
of the Federation system, folks. Whether you like it or not,
It can work.
we're gonna rehab you so hard.
I would love it if like we see the scene of intake and that's something that say that one of the supervisors says to them, "Oh, you just wait.
Yeah.
You just wait for that group therapy. We're going to rehab you so hard."
You just wait. You are going to dispel all your feelings and grow.
Grow, darn you. One thing I love is that Peanut Hamper is the only exocomp we've seen that talks.
It speaks English. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Speaks in our language, not just beeps.
Yeah, that's interesting, and I like that they can understand each other though. And she has something like her name is Peanut Hamper, but yet her father's name is Kevin. I never get tired of that joke.
Kevin. That's something I love about Lower Decks is sometimes they just come up with the most common names for like the most like non-human of objects.
Mm-hmm. This went in a direction that I did not expect it to when Badgie became basically a digital god. I thought
okay,
that, like at the last second, like they were going to stop or, somehow win, but then he achieves some sort of crazy sentience, this galactic sentience to the point where we see him rise up from the Milky Way.
glowy eyes and all. It's like, okay, this is Threshold on steroids. He is everywhere. Is he going to turn into a lizard? I was halfway expecting it, honestly.
Like when we started seeing him get, like bluer and bluer and crazier and like when he started to realize that he was ascending to something more, I was like, we're going to see the koala. I know we're going to see the koala.
And we were not disappointed, and it did make me laugh. Now, when I die, if I don't see a koala, I'm going to be very disappointed, number one. And then two, I will blame Mike McMahon. It'll be all his fault.
Yeah, I thought this animation was really impressive. Just the way that they went about it, like just the expansion of the yellow light and like the wireframing of the ships and just the glowy blue nature of everything. I thought this was just really well done. Not only is it funny, and also I have no idea what Black Mountain is, but not only is this really funny, it's just super well animated.
It is. It's creative. It's definitely appealing to the eye. No notes. You nailed it.
Yeah. So do you feel like they should have kept Guji? Like, do you think they should have released him into the wild? Do you think Guji should even exist? Where are you at right now?
Oh, golly. I am not sure at this point. I'm going to have to maybe watch this one at least one more time and then maybe reflect on that. Maybe this is the end of the whole Badgie persona and character. And if so, you know what? This is great. I'm happy with it. How about you?
I feel like they should have put a nail in the coffin of the Badgie storyline where somehow he reabsorbs Logic-E and Guji and then goes off into the distance, like goes off to the koala, the great koala in the sky. I feel like that should have been it. It should be done. But I know that they wanted that joke at the end
Sure.
where like, is Guji really going to kill us or is he okay now? I get it. But I feel like we should be done with this
Done.
storyline.
There's always the potential to continue, but I do
Mhm.
wonder if this really is it. And that's all right. You know, not everything has to make a massive comeback every single season. We still love
Right.
Badgie.
I do love how supportive Lower Deckers are of Rutherford. Like, even though Boimler was nailed to the wall, quite literally, he was just like, oh my God, that was so much closer. You know?
Yeah. Nothing but encouraging.
So great.
It is. It is. Those are the kind of friends you want in your life.
So I'm sure that like at the next Star Trek convention, we're going to see all three badges in different colors, like with buttons and badges and things like that. We're gonna see all that merchandise at the next con.
Oh, golly, I hope so. One, yes, we need to see the trio in the costume contest. And then
Mhm.
two, this is our eternal complaint on this show is, where's the merch?
Oh my gosh.
Now, that said, though, you can get a Badgie Christmas ornament because Badgie is one
Oh.
of the Hallmark ornaments for this year. So
that's gonna
you
happen.
can do that. Yeah, that's got
that's
to
definitely
happen.
gonna
I
happen.
also got to get Data and Spot because Cat.
Because cat. That's just that.
Yeah,
Just that.
it's a
Just 'cause
kitty. I
cat.
got to have it.
All right. Well, that's our episode.
That's it. Wow, that went by really fast. That's what happens when you're having fun, y'all.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for listening. This was so much fun to talk about and to watch again. We hope you guys had as much fun as we did. And please subscribe, tell your friends, and go to thenerdparty.com for all of our other shows. We have so many great shows and so much content coming at you all the time. Check it out. And please tune in next week as we talk about the 8th episode of Season 4.
Join the revolution. Join the Nerd Party.